Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your monthly reading for March 2023. I can't believe it's here so fast. The year already is going by so quickly, but March, it is upon us, and it's certainly going to arrive with a very dreamy, poetic energy where you'll feel supercharged with lots of new ideas during this super new moon. Now, you'll feel championed by the universe at the beginning of the month to make progress with your personal dreams and goals, and Neptune and Pisces can actually help you to visualize and manifest great opportunities, prosperity, and romance. But it can also trick us all into living fully in our imaginations. So it is a time to be really honest with yourself to see where you should be taking action, because this month really is about being brutally honest with yourself to make those improvements that you've been yearning to make. Now, from the 25th of March, this dreamy energy will end with a bump. I don't like to tell you that, but it will leave a lasting impression too, because this month it throws us straight into eclipse season, and this tends to be an intense time full of plot twists. Eclipses, they can be akin to a tower moment, flinging us all out of our comfort zone and onto the right path. It can be a thrilling and positive ride, as long as you don't hold on too tightly to something that you know is not good for you. This is the month to get back on track, especially if you feel like you have strayed from your resolutions or from your intentions that you made, especially at the beginning of this year. Now, eclipses will take place in the sign of Libra at the end of this month, so anything that doesn't really feel right, or if there's a situation that's toxic for you, it will be cut out completely. This includes relationships and friendships, and of course, if you have been the one yourself who is falling into toxic traits due to unhealed trauma, you will be super honest with yourself to heal or to seek help to evolve away from limiting patterns. You know, even food or household substances will also be under the microscope this month. So you might find that you develop an allergy or an intolerance to something, and this is going to lead you to cutting it out altogether. Eclipses, they actually encourage you to shed anything that doesn't enrich you on your journey, and they also can affect tectonic shifts heavily, which means March could see some major earthquakes or volcanoes erupting as well. Now, a couple of planets are also becoming what is called, should we say, in the astrological world as hidden during the month of March. Namely, we have Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn being hidden, which means it's a prime time for you to be working behind the scenes on projects or personal transformations, which will be very beneficial later on in the year. On a global scale, however, there may be hints or pre-release articles detailing new technology or up-and-coming social changes. Now, these changes have already been signed off to become a reality, but they will be launched publicly later on in the year. These hints that we'll get, or these pre-release articles, are to gauge how we accept these changes and how they will affect people socially or globally. Now, Venus being hidden could also see some financial shifts behind the scenes, okay? Now, what that means is you may actually find out that things have been discussed behind the scenes and not openly. For example, figureheads of old money selling off stocks or property during this time, perhaps preparing for an economic shift to come. So these are things you may witness in the global markets during this time. Now, I did mention in my yearly reading to watch out for financial shifts from September, October, and November because of the planetary alignments. They're very similar to previous economic challenges. And we may also see some whistleblowers trying to draw light to these epic shifts as well. Political reshuffles could also occur during this month because it is a very hectic month, and major political officials could even stand down or be asked to leave their position. And this is a month really to expect the unexpected, and that includes weather patterns too. This month really is going to be a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. But personally, though, it's actually a perfect time for you on a personal level to transform. It's a transformational month to keep things moving with simplicity, to stay on track and keep forging a way towards your abundance whilst protecting what you've achieved so far. And for you in particular, my beautiful Leo, you are governed by your 8th house and your 3rd house as well. Now, the 8th house is all about your joint finances. That's mortgages, repayment plans, or credit card debt. This is the house of transforming your finances for the better. So you'll be making sure there's more money in your pocket for the long term. So you may pay off a loan, or you may find a way to, downsize that loan in some way, or you may be looking at pension plans, or even setting up second streams of income in order to create and generate more wealth for the future. This is a perfect time to put money-making ideas into practice, but launching them will come a little bit later on. I just want you to be aware of that. Now, your 3rd house of communication is influencing you at the end of the month, and that's really about finding your voice, to speak loud and proud, express yourself and your ideas, and the law of attraction really works well for you as you visualize and communicate to the universe what it is you desire to manifest, what steps you need to take to get to where you want to go. It's a perfect time for travel, quick trips as well. So some of you may have booked that already, or you're dreaming of that. And you may even feel compelled to study or take a class of learning, maybe even a new skill or upskilling in some way to help you move forward on your path, or just keep life interesting as well, because it could be a hobby that you're thinking about picking up there too. Also, some of you may have some extra dealings with neighbors or siblings in some way, and it's really about this sense of having balance in your life. Now, your first card there, this is your overarching energy. We've got the moon stag, and we've also got the Hierophant, okay? When you have the moon stag there, it says, be ready to take on more responsibility. And when you have the Hierophant there, this is all about being responsible. It's about leveling up in some way. It's also about all the lessons that you've learned and putting them into practice. It says here, authority, leadership, support. Some of you could be going for leadership roles this month, or you may actually have more responsibility in the home space, in the family unit. For example, if you've got a partner and, you need that partner to step up and help you out in some way, you may actually find that they are busy and you have to take on a little bit more responsibility this month. I don't like to give that message, but I am seeing it there. Where you're going to have to pick up a little bit more of the slack in some way. Now, even if you're not in a relationship, you may find that people that you really care about are asking you to do stuff for them, trying to help them out. They may seek advice, but they also may, want you to go online and book something for them, for example, especially if you have, parents or guardians who really don't like engaging with the internet. You may find that you're a little bit of a, family PA in some way in the month of March there as well. But this is about, what it is that you desire. This is more about your hopes, your dreams, your goals, and fighting for what you believe is right. And also, any challenge that comes your way, I definitely see that you are, moving away from challenge at this time. I actually see that, you're in a really good position to open yourself up to your passions, to your goals, and to really accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. But I feel this month it's really about you looking at all the tasks. Sometimes, when you get your 8th house, it feels a little bit dull or boring because it basically means you're keeping your life ticking over nicely. Things are going smoothly. You're paying attention to your job. If you're in a career, if you're looking for work, I feel like there's one coming in, and, you may get back in the flow of your career. For some of you, if you are retired, you'll be focusing on your projects. It's really about keeping your bills paid or just things ticking over as they normally are, going for groceries, connecting with friends. It just feels like a little bit like same, okay, at the beginning of the month for you. There's like a repetitive energy there. I don't really like to give that energy, but it's life, and that's what's coming through for you there. So it's kind of nice because you're eased into the month of March. And then as you move into the rest of March, there's a bit of a plot twist here for you, but we'll get to that in a moment. Some of you may actually be taking up a class of learning. You may be deciding to study, especially with that Hierophant there. That's really about, absorbing new knowledge to help you on your path. Some of you are definitely connecting to things like spirituality, a very deep thinking month. You're really going to be doing a bit of soul searching this month. But also the Hierophant is really about connecting to that inner wisdom. And it's really about, your belief system, having faith in your path, knowing that you're on the right path. I definitely see that you are on the right path, but I feel this sense of responsibility can make you feel a little bit like not set in your ways. I don't want to put it like that. I'm trying to pick up the energy that they're giving me right now. When you've got a lot on your plate, it's hard to find time to have fun or have some me time. So at the beginning of the month, you may feel a little bit like that. Like, where's the fun at? How can you let your hair down a little bit? It says here, time to choose a new path or direction. So some of you may actually be very, in a very rumination kind of energy where you're just contemplating the next steps of your path and learning about what it is that you really want, sitting with yourself and saying, okay, what do I really want? Because sometimes, we can go through life and have goals. We see the very end of where we want to be, but then we have to ask ourselves really deep down in our heart, what is it we want when we get this? Is this the be all and end all? And, what other things do you want? Because sometimes we can be so focused on a goal that we have tunnel vision and we forget about the other things that require life to be balanced and harmonious and fun. So I feel some of you are really checking in with yourself in the month of March. Even though it feels like nothing much is happening in terms of action, it feels like you're just keeping on top of things, you're in the flow, and you're believing in yourself, you're believing in your path. And I definitely see that something that you have been fighting to achieve or you've been really working hard to accomplish is going to be won. It was hard won, don't get me wrong, but I see some sort of plan or some sort of rumination energy here where thoughts are becoming things, but also you're taking action towards something that you already have in motion. But some of you may feel like you want to upskill in some way, or you're trying a new strategy in order to bring a little bit more fun on your path or a little bit more spontaneity. Now, I have to say here, because we do have the Devil card, some of you beautiful Leos, you may actually come up across somebody who is trying to micromanage you or in some way. I feel hierarchical energy here. It could be like a boss. So it's like problems with authority or, someone in your community who perhaps tries to, run the show, shall we say, maybe that neighbor who's a little bit critical. You may come across someone like that in the month of March, but I definitely see that you kind of like distance yourself from this person. You don't let them get to you. I feel like your energy is your sanctuary in the month of March and you're in a very protective energy. And I feel they cannot push your buttons. Okay, that's what I'm feeling there for sure. Now, also the Hierophant, it's an energy of advice. So some of you, if you're trying to launch something, or even if it's a second stream of income, or even if it's like a new move in your career, or even if it's like you, dealing with a parent or guardian, and you may need to find out some advice. I definitely see lots of phone calls this month. Lots of emails, lots of investigation actually in the month of March. So it could be that you're trying to find out stuff for yourself, but also for others, because it could be documents, it could be legal requests, it could be just information of how to do something. So for example, if you're launching your own business and you're like, you've got the idea, you know where you want to take it, but the legalities of setting that business up, or maybe, how to set up a social media platform or get into marketing, whatever it is, I feel like you're trying to learn the ropes on the go. It just feels like, you're having no time for apprenticeship. It's almost like this energy of, you're doing it. It's happening and you're learning as you go. But I feel, there's wonderful opportunities, especially on like YouTube. There is a video for everything. If you want to learn how to do anything at all, put it in a search engine with YouTube and you will find that video for free to utilize there so you can action it. So I definitely see some of you, there's a really hotbed energy coming through of a lot of you trying to, learn something about either something that you do or something that you want to launch. And I feel like you're going to be in a really great position in order to do that. We've got the Queen of Swords here, and you've also got the King of Swords, and you've got the Devil card. For some of you, this energy can be that if you've been through a separation, it could be that it's on your mind and you're doing a lot of healing, and there could be someone who perhaps has, it doesn't have to be an ex, it can be someone that you felt very close to who let you down in some way or disappointed you in some way. This person, I feel like they come towards you to try and heal things, okay? There's like an olive branch being offered here, but with the Devil card and the Hangman, I feel like you're really tempted to just sit back and let this person stew for a little bit. It's not a game. I feel like this person wounded you and you really need to think things through before you actually decide to engage with this person, because you're not going to give this person access to your life just like that. I feel like you've created really healthy boundaries, and I feel that, this person has to really step up, but you have to work out how you feel about this situation before you engage in it any further. It doesn't have to be an ex, as I said. It could be like this person who is like a boss who comes towards you and, either tries to micromanage you or in some way tries to push your buttons, or even, betrays their professionalism in some way. Or it could be a neighbor or a sibling. Someone may try to push your buttons, and I feel like you are just giving a little bit distance there so that you can work out how you feel about it. But at the same time, this person's going to come to you to make things up. And I feel both of you can reconcile, but I feel there needs to be a little bit of an honest conversation about accountability, responsibility, and things like that. Now, the Queen of Swords sees you in a very productive energy. You're going to be very organized this month. Even if you're not the sort of Leo who's organized, you're going to be super organized. You're going to be so proud of yourself. I definitely see that you're in a very thoughtful energy this month. Swords tend to be very cerebral, so I definitely see here that you are, thinking about who you are, thinking about your purpose, thinking about your path, and really forging away. You're visionary this month. You're thinking long term. You're not just thinking for the next month. You're really thinking about 5-year plans, 10-year plans, and I feel like you're setting things in motion. You're walking your talk. That's the energy that I just heard is coming through. You're walking your talk. I'm actually seeing like maps of the world as well right now. So some of you may be actually trying to either book a vacation, or you're thinking about where you feel like you belong in the world. If some of you are thinking about retiring, for example, you may be looking at where you feel like you should retire to, or even if you're not retired right now, these could be thoughts that are on your mind, like, I really wonder where I feel I should retire and, have that wonderful home by the beach or home in a forest or whatever it is that you yearn for. I feel like you're sticking to your plans, and, these big thoughts are in motion. Thought forms become things. It's really important to recognize what you can have in your mind, you can have in your hand. So I feel with that Queen of Swords energy, there's also this energy of you just being really direct about what it is that you want, especially with that third house of communication. So you're not just being direct with the people around you, you're being really realistic and direct with the universe, being concise about what it is that you desire. Now, the Queen of Swords energy can also indicate that you have clarity of purpose this month. You've got a lot on your plate. You know what you need to do, and you're being very concise with your time, being very efficient with your energy, and making sure that you only prioritize what is important to you at this time. It really feels like the month of March is going to be very busy for you, and that's why you need to be super organized. And if you're in a career and you're trying to step up, I definitely see people in positions of power noticing how talented and gifted you are. But I feel this promotion energy, you may hear about a promotion, but I feel like it's not really in the works until a little bit later on in the year. Okay, so you may actually get like a letter or a little nudge from your boss saying, hey, we're putting you up for a new role or a promotion or some sort of investment raise, or maybe even some sort of bursary or award. And I feel like it's almost like you'll keep it secret. You'll know about it, but it won't happen until later on. So that's definitely something that's coming out there as well. Now, in terms of your finances, Queen of Swords can indicate, that you are being very money savvy. You're actually instinctively, saving. You're in a really good business mind right now, and you're doing fairly well, is what I'm getting. Or it's almost like everybody always thinks that they could do better, but I feel like if you're really honest with yourself, you should be really proud that all that you've achieved so far, you did this by yourself and you're doing a really good job. I definitely see that there is more to come, but this month, March, it just seems to be a little bit more of a reflective month for you. And I feel like you're looking at toxic situations or people who potentially have, wounded you or have in some way kept you feeling stuck. Because I get this sense of independence coming through there as well. And kind of like, what's the energy I'm getting there? It's almost like you're cultivating your landscape, preparing for something. I feel, it's almost like either you're preparing to launch something or preparing to work on something, or you're getting all the variables in place before you take action on something. It's almost like I'm gathering knowledge and information and absorbing it until such time as I'm ready to use it. So it could be that some of you are already on a course of learning and you're waiting to get that certification in order to elevate in some way, or it could be that you're like investigating something or somebody and documenting it. And then, when the moment is right, you'll kind of reveal your hand. So some of you may be dealing with stuff like that. This feels very sort of like secret society energy. I'm not really sure what I'm picking up here, but it could be that you just noticed someone doing something that you feel a little bit concerned about, or you're keeping an eye on it. I mean, it could be a friend that you're worried about, or it could be that, you are noticing some underhanded stuff going on in the work environment or in the neighborhood. You're just keeping an eye on things is what I kind of see here. And I feel like, there's this energy of you having all the information. For some of you, it could be that you're going through a court case or you're preparing to go towards some sort of legal battle, but I feel like you'll have everything prepped and ready to go. And I definitely see that although it will be a long drawn out process, I see that actually, you can stand your ground and there's a high chance that you could win this. Okay, that's what is coming through there as well. But ultimately, for the majority of my beautiful Leos, the biggest energy I've got is you being super organized, being really precise and honest with yourself about what it is that you want, being really direct, and just taking action, going with it. That's what I see. You are taking responsibility for your actions, and I feel like you're leading with truth and integrity there as well. Also, I'm getting this energy of strategy, so it just feels like you're in a mode of analysis where you're thinking about the next steps on something, and I feel you're negotiating better deals. Also, you're letting go of false truths, which is really important during this time because, when you do have Neptune and Pisces, it can mean that we start to live in our head. We have that wonderful, rich imagination and we can get lost there, but you're not allowing that to happen. You're being really direct, you're being really honest, and I feel like you're boldly striding towards your goals and your dreams, and it is going to be a very productive month for you as well. Now, also, we have Sky God there, and it says here, the time is now to put things into action. Masculine, assertiveness, boundaries. Now, that has come up here already, but I feel there's something here that you have been working on, and it's behind the scenes, because this is in the resistance position, which means it's in the reverse. So some of you have been quietly working on something or quietly observing something, and when the moment is right, it's time to reveal. But I feel right now, it's like everything is slotting into place for you, and then it just feels like suddenly you're in motion. I mean, you've got the Hangman here, which is to be paused, to be reflective, to really put an end to an old way of doing something, ending a restriction or anything that's been holding you back, especially with the Devil card that's like toxic. It could be especially, okay, I gotta say it, when you're in your 8th house, sometimes it can feel like nothing's happening. It's just day-to-day stuff, right? It's just life, and sometimes that can get a little bit boring. And you're a fire element, my beautiful Leo. So you're passionate, you're intense. And when it feels like nothing's happening day to day, sometimes we can feel a little bit like overwhelmed with that boredom, or we can even feel we start to procrastinate in some way. So I feel like you're really trying to keep an eye on that temperament, because we all go to that place. Things can be busy, lots of things are happening, and then suddenly it's like the lull, okay? It feels like the end of March for you. Well, it feels around about the third week of March for you feels like a bit of a lull, whereas the potential there for procrastination, or the potential to be tempted to connect to things that perhaps waste your time, or, don't help you move forward. And then as you move out of that energy, suddenly you're going to be on the go. You're going to be back to that passionate, intense vitality again, or life just gets really interesting again there. So I do see that the third week could be a little bit of a lull there for you. But I feel like you are putting things into action, and I feel like you're reaching for something that is going to be truly successful. Okay. And now we do have the Hermit. It's in the resistance position. Some of you have been a bit of a homebody recently, and this could be because you're working on stuff, or you just feel like you've had to get your house in order in some way, doing some decluttering, DIY, really just getting things right that feels right for you. And some of you may feel like now it's time to get out there, have fun, and really connect to a little bit more spontaneity. I mean, with the Devil card there, it could be some of you are tempted to go out there and, get intoxicated, or, go out there and just sort of be connected to your inner passions, the base inner passions, the things like letting your hair down and throwing caution to the wind. But the Hangman says, not so fast, okay? I feel like there is something about responsibility here. Now, I'm not telling you not to go out there and have fun. Absolutely. If there's fun to be had, you go out there, you find that fun, and you have that fun, and you enjoy it, right? Because life is for living. But I feel some of you may be tempted to either reconnect with an ex. Don't shoot the messenger when I say this, okay? Because we do have the King of Swords there. It's in the resistance position. This could be somebody who, sometimes pops into your mind, or sometimes tries to reach out in some way to remind you of their presence. Almost like they could not be with you. However, they could not also let you be with someone else. So they keep reaching out just to keep you stagnant or stuck on them in some way. So just watch out for that, because there is the potential for that happening in the month of March, okay? Now, of course, that's not going to happen for every beautiful Leo out there, but I do feel it coming through, so it's worth mentioning. Now, the Hermit, it says, rest and look within. Take time to reflect and look within. So again, I'm picking up that energy, as I said, reflective, paused, really kind of focusing on your inner journey this month as well as your outer journey. But I feel like it is a very soul-searching, thoughtful month for you. So a lot of your friends and family may see that, Leo has gone a little bit off grid for a little while, just to think things over or get things straight, or plan your next step, because I feel strategizing is important there. And sometimes, especially when we've been super busy, there needs to be rest. So I'm really getting this sense from all of your cards that March is a bit more of a temporary timeout kind of energy to think things through, which is necessary for your growth, but also to get new perspectives in life. Because when we give ourselves a moment to pause, there is patience in pause, and there is purpose in pause. Because not only do we, learn to live in the moment through pause, but also we learn to see things from different viewpoints that if we go too fast, we may miss. So I feel you're being given an opportunity to learn this month more about yourself, actually. I feel this is a very big soul-searching mission for you, and the path that you've taken so far, and the experiences that you've had, both good, bad, and ugly. I feel there's a very nostalgic energy here where you're just working through some stuff, okay? Now, life is difficult. Sometimes it's incredibly wonderful, and it's intense, and it's lucky, and then it's unlucky, and then it is hard, and it is difficult, and sometimes traumatic. And I feel, there's encompassed in that how you are finding your pathway through those elements. And some of you may even think about past situations where people did you wrong, where, the conversations that you wish you could have said, because this is eclipse season. This is where all the stuff is like drudged up, and you can really feel it, that time that that person really destroyed or wounded you in some way, the conversation that you wished you'd had with them, or how you'd wish you dealt with it differently, or maybe you're patting yourself on the back and saying, you know what, I actually said what I needed to say in that moment, and I'm really proud. And I feel part of that is to be very cathartic, to help you finally get rid of anything that has been weighing on your mind, okay? Now, the Hermit in the resistance position also tells me that when you look at some of these experiences you had, I feel like you're just making sure that you don't repeat cycles, because there's nothing worse to my beautiful Leos, especially you being a passionate, fiery energy, to keep repeating cycles or repetitive energy. It gets a little bit dull and boring. But I feel like you have been learning a particular lesson that has been coming back and forth towards you all the time. And you've learned that lesson, and it is definitely about higher boundaries, respecting yourself, and valuing yourself in a unique way. Now, we do have that King of Swords. It's in the resistance position. That's why I say there is a potential here for someone who, perhaps is a little bit loose with the truth. Okay, this could be someone who... someone who's in, I keep getting a position of authority energy. So if you are in a career, it could be, a boss, or, it could be that you have a healthy mistrust of, authoritative figures in, the establishments that govern our society. So it could be that you are suddenly aware that you were right not to trust someone, or right not to trust, what you've been told by somebody. So I feel like you may find that you were right on something in the month of March there. And to be honest, looking at the cards, I feel like you didn't really want to be right about this, but at the same time, it validates your intuition, okay? And, your intuition is really like bang on point there. Now, also with the King of Swords, I'm picking up a major energy here of you being a pro at what you do, okay? That you are super organized, but also I feel like you are headed to the top in something. So I do see for those people who are in a career, a promotion is available, but also I feel this is about, a higher state of mind for you. It's almost like you're elevating in terms of your thought process. I feel, you are going to be very eloquent. You're going to find the words that are necessary to help you either give presentations or, write songs if you are a lyricist, or, if you write poetry, or if you are writing books. I feel like spoken word is really important to you this month. People are listening. You actually have something to say that is really valuable, that could help community or could help the world in some way, or even, on a more localized scale, it could help your family or friends. And I feel like they're really listening and they respect what you have to say. And with that truth and the way that you deliver it comes a great responsibility. Okay, so for example, if there's something that you have to say to a person, and they may not like it, or, they may find out that they were actually wrong about something and you were right. I don't see you gloating over this. I feel like you're delicately or diplomatically actually, discussing it, because then I feel like you're planning around it. I don't really actually know what I'm being given here with the energy. I'm just channeling the energy, but I feel there may be like a very diplomatic conversation that needs to be had in the month of March, and you actually will have that conversation in a beautiful way. You will find the words, okay? And a lot of you, some of you, actually, I feel a lot of you actually have a very interesting life path, okay? And I feel it's like all of you have a book inside you. So some of you may actually be writing that book or writing a story about something that you've experienced, and it could help other people there as well, okay? I do see that a lot of you are going to be dealing with like contracts and, emails, phone calls, administrative tasks. I definitely see that you're getting stuff done. Could be that you're, focusing on bills. Some of you may even like change like service providers in the month of March as well. This could be like your energy provider, or like email service, or, internet provider, water board, whatever it is. Some of you may actually deal with that and change it because you're getting a better deal. I actually see that you're finding discounts and deals this month. And I feel for some of you, if you're worried about finances, I feel like you're having a stricter budget to make sure that, you hold back on excess, because you do have the Hangman here and the Devil card. Now, especially when we're feeling a little bit low, Okay, some of us, not all of us, but some of us can, reach for the credit card and purchase, and I'm picking up that energy. I'm not here to tell you how to run your finances or anything like that, but I feel like you're noticing triggers or patterns where you connect to excess. Okay, so it could be, especially since I've got a king and queen of swords here, and the king is in the resistance position, this could be that, you found someone hasn't been honest with you, or someone has let you down in some way, or some of you are healing from a separation or from an argument, and these triggers can lead to excess. And I feel like you're trying to have a bit more of a control over your thought process. I feel that's part of your healing and your knowledge this month. I mean, this is a very complex reading. My readings are rarely like this, but this is coming out for a reason. It just feels like you are noticing the inner critic, you're noticing your thought processes, and you're not allowing any drama or any discontent to really mess with you and, tempt you into excess. I feel like you are putting a pause on that because you're creating healthier boundaries, but also you're choosing a healthier path there as well, okay? Now, I do see that there is some really great news coming your way. I'll have to pull a card on it because I can't quite see what it is, but I feel it's something you have been waiting for. It's a communication that has not reached you just yet. I feel this communication actually got lost in translation. So you may hear of some sort of mail, or it could be an email, or it could be even like someone calling you and saying, hey, you know what, I meant to reach out to you last week about this, but things got hectic and it got delayed, but here I am giving you this good news. It feels like good news has been delayed for you, and you may have felt like it's not coming, but actually it is, and you will celebrate this news, and actually you're going to smile to yourself and feel really proud that you did this or accomplished it, whatever it is, or whatever it may be, okay? It could be something as simple as, you wrote to the local district to change a speeding sign to something a little bit lower to help people be a little bit more safer in the community, or it could be something like on a larger scale, you got yourself that big job that you've been hoping for, a promotion, raise, or, maybe, you're celebrating your grandkids, or you're celebrating your move to another country, because there's an energy here of international. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, I definitely see there's international links. So I feel like your business could go global, but it's definitely word of mouth or marketing, people seeing your product. And I feel, it's going to be a very lucrative time for you after a period of pause. Okay. It feels like there was a lull, but things start to pick up there as well. And also, some of you may be thinking about launching your own business, going solo, especially with that hermit energy. Some of you may be thinking about the logistics of owning your own business and setting things up legally or not. I mean, I'm not really sure what I'm talking about here, but it could be that you're thinking about setting up an LLC as opposed to being like a freelancer or, a sole trader. So I feel some of you are really thinking things through about the best way to approach life or career in some way. But ultimately, I feel like thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. I'm actually seeing there's an energy here of spending more time with a family member, especially someone who is either a parent or guardian, spending more time with that person. They think the world of you. They recognize that you've been busy, but I feel like giving them a call actually means the world to them. And you may actually go and travel or visit them this month as well. And it's just good quality time. I mean, that just burst out. So it's sort of left field that just came out in the reading. And I really feel like your energy for March is going to be a little bit expect the unexpected. But I also feel there's a simplicity to this month for you too. Now it says deep diver. Beneath the surface lies true wealth. So this is about exploring your emotions, empath, depth, buried, hidden information. So again, that's all coming out there. I think I mentioned, that there is some good news that has been delayed for you. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't deliberate that it's been kept from you. It was delayed. I mean, for some of you, if you're waiting for an actual letter or a check in the mail, it could be that there was a delay there, but I feel like it'll still reach you. But this is ultimately about you really checking in with who you are and what you want, and recognizing whether you are happy where you are right now or if you're feeling really stuck. I mean, your protagonist energy tells me that you're not allowing yourself to be stuck. You're actually forging your way, being really super busy, in alignment with your intentions. And, you've got a strategy, you've got a plan, you're sticking to that, and you're going to be super organized, and you're going to make stuff happen no matter what gets in your way there. Now, some of you with the Hangman energy and the Hermit, if you're single and you've been looking for love for a very long time, okay, I definitely see that there is someone coming in, but I feel it's after a fling, okay, or after a flirtation with someone that you feel is kind of going nowhere. So let me just see what that's all about. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide the Fool card? Yeah, fresh new start, embracing fun. 4 Wands, getting out there, letting your hair down, having fun. Okay, yeah, again, it's the same energy. I just wanted to clarify for those of you who are looking for love, the Fool card is like, free and single, ready to mingle, that kind of energy. And then you've got the 4 Wands, going out, having fun, connecting to like-minded people. There's an invitation coming in for you in the month of March, okay? This could be to a wedding, it could be to a birthday, or to like a housewarming, or even some sort of celebration. But also with the 4 of Cups there, as I said, it feels like, what I'm getting is it feels like there's a flirtation between you and a person, and it very much is physical, okay? And it's not emotionally fulfilling, but you can feel it intuitively. It's kind of going to go nowhere. So there is a potential there for a flirtation or a fling, depending on what it is that you want. Everybody wants something different there. But I feel the universe is sending you someone after that, someone who is emotionally fulfilling, someone who is completely on the same page as you when it comes to love. Also, I feel that after a disappointment, there is celebration. So I feel some of you have been working hard towards something and it's been difficult, and you may have felt that you're not making any headway on something, and that there's been a stagnancy there. But actually there is something to celebrate, and I feel like you will celebrate this in the last week of March, okay? Now we do have the Hangman, improve your life. Always listen to your intuition. And I definitely see that your intuition will lead the way. You may even be very reflective of the times where you did not listen to your intuition, where you saw a red flag and you kind of gave someone the benefit of the doubt, and then it came back to bite you on the you-know-what. It's a learning curve that we all have to go through. And I feel like now you're standing in empowerment and saying, you know what, that is not going to happen ever again. I definitely see that you are on point with your intuition. And with the Hangman, I'm just getting this energy of you kind of like turning your life upside down in a way to release yourself from something that has been truly stagnant or difficult, okay? I definitely see that in this moment of pause and reflection, you're actually manifesting something new or working on something new that is going to change your life for the infinite best. I definitely see that there is a brighter future to look forward to. And I mean, some of you are literally traveling, because they showed me that map. They keep showing me maps. So some of you are literally either planning a trip or you're actually looking at the world. I mean, it could be, you are an empath and you are absorbing a lot of the energy of what is going on around the world at the moment, especially if you're seeing like alternative news stations or even like general news stations, but I'm not sure who watches that sort of media anymore. But I feel, you're really reflecting on the state of the world. And, I definitely see that if my beautiful Leos were running the world, it would definitely be, a much more pleasant place to be. But I feel like you are trying to like fathom how this world has become so crazy, or even to the point where it's like you don't know this world anymore and you're just trying to find your way. And I just get this sense that because we cannot understand what is going on around, it's best to keep really focused on your own personal development and your own personal path for your personal sanity, is what I'm picking up from your energy there as well. So some of you may be going through some very deep reflective thoughts like that at this moment in time. Now, we do have the Devil card here, so I do have to pull a card on this. The Devil card is not an evil card. It's there to highlight a place where you feel like you've been stuck. Now, we can actually, create a place where we feel stuck of our own volition. We can actually become so caught up in our thoughts and our fears that it keeps us rigid to one spot, afraid of change. And I definitely see that you are embracing change. I feel like you're learning how to shake things up a little bit more for yourself. Also, the Devil card can indicate, as I said earlier, about your triggers of things that either make you want to eat, like, my one is like eating a whole packet of chocolate biscuits, right? If I'm really down, I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to have like a coffee and a biscuit. And then, about 20 minutes later, I'm like, who ate all those biscuits? Oh, right, that would be me. I'm the only person here. So, it's those triggers that sometimes when we feel a little bit low, we have our go-to thing that may not be as healthy for us in the long run. I mean, a little bit of what you fancy is always nice. I'm not ever going to tell you not to do what you like. But at the same time, it's really about noticing when we go a little bit too far, because the Devil card is about excess, and it's about you sort of releasing that. I definitely see some of you may be dealing with, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, I've got a Leo moon, right? So I can understand this. Some of you are looking at where you try to control things so much sometimes that if they don't go to plan, it's hard to feel light and breezy about things, right? So I feel some of you are looking at that sense of control this month. There's a lot on your plate right now. 10 of Wands, you're really exhausted. I just wanted to see what this is about. With the 10 of Wands there, it can also feel that you've been lifting heavy loads in life, not just like doing jobs or having a lot on your mind. You may have been like caring for people who rely on you, and really feeling this sense of responsibility. But also the 10 of Wands indicates that, you are clearing space for a new beginning. So some of you may be leaving a position, or an environment. I mean, some of you could literally be deciding to move to a new neighborhood and you've got loads of things in boxes. You're trying to do your life. You're trying to do all the bills and, change your addresses, change all the stuff. You may be doing a lot of stuff, right? And I feel you will get what you wish for because you've been working really hard on it. The 9 of Cups is your wish fulfillment. There is something to celebrate. But the 10 of Wands also says here that sometimes you overcommit yourself. You take a lot on, and you need to be a little bit more precise this month about what is important and what's not, because, you don't like to let anyone down. Okay. And, if someone asks you a favor, you tend to say, yes, I'd love to help you, because you've got a beautiful heart and you always want to reach out and help people. But sometimes you need to make a bit of space for you. And I feel it's really important to recognize that this month, there may be some downtime for you to do some of the things that you've been meaning to do, but you haven't got round to it because you've had so much on. And I feel also that this new beginning, because I feel there's this decluttering in your life right now, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. I feel like, things are going to start working in your favor, and you're going to have more things that you've wished for because you've taken the courage to really focus on it, address it, and not shy away from it, okay? I feel like you're having the courage to realize what doesn't belong in your life anymore, and I feel life will be infinitely more emotionally fulfilling when you let go of the stuff. Okay, some of you are sorting through the baggage. I felt that right at the beginning there. Now, don't get me wrong, 10 of Wands tells me that you're going to be really busy, but it also means that anything you start during this period, you're going to finish it. A lot of you are clearing space or clearing away the excess. I mean, that's what the Devil card means, excess, and the 10 of Wands is like to clear away excess. So I feel like, you're really clearing stuff out, and you're going to feel so much lighter and brighter about it. I'm just going to see if there's anything more about finances, because I feel it just feels like things are ticking over, financially for you. I feel that there is a potential for an increase in finances, or you to be very strategically savvy when it comes to your finances and increase your finances. But I feel it's at a slow pace. I mean, the King of Cups there is really to, make a lot of effort, really, and this is like sustained effort, so it feels like more of the same, putting your heart and soul into everything that you do, but you're at your personal best right now. And when you get the 7 of Wands there and you connect it to money, it can indicate that things are pressured right now. The environment that we live in, the economy is like highly pressured. All of the inflation and the interest rates and everything are not in our favor right now. And you're feeling the pinch in some way, or you're preparing for the pinch in some way. And this Seven of Wands can indicate that, keep fighting for what you believe in, that you are going to be successful. Whether you're in a career or not, this is really about you defending your position and knowing that you are secure in your position. So if some of you are worried about finances, I feel like you're going to find a way to make things work for you, okay? And I feel that there is, it's almost like I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel if you've been worried about finances, but I definitely see there's some sort of either promotion or some sort of opportunity to run your own business here, which brings in more money and it helps you stay in a really good position. Don't get me wrong, I feel like you're going to really be busy in the month of March, but I feel like you're going to love it. I actually feel like you're going to really enjoy what you do. Now I'm just going to go and get some final cards. Your reading was very complex and it was very sort of emotionally deep, okay? So very deep, reflective month for you. And it's about you like focusing, oh, they want me to go one more, focusing on what's important, prioritizing your time and the people in your life, okay? Because I feel there's this really big energy of what matters to you the most, and really just focusing on that at this time. And a lot of that's going to be like focusing on the people that you love, that you care about, living in the moment and trying to enjoy the journey as much as possible. For example, if you're in a place right now where you feel like actually you'd rather not be there, you'd rather be in like the Bahamas on the beach enjoying a pina colada, well, yeah, we all would. But if you visualize yourself there all the time, you can't be present. You're wasting the valuable life source energy that you have in this moment. Work towards being in the Bahamas with the pina colada, but actually enjoy where you're at in that moment. Be the soul of that place, because you can't be in the future in the Bahamas. You can't be in the past with conversations you wish you could have had. You can only be here now. The past is an illusion, and the future is but a twinkle in your eye, and it is something that will become your reality. So be here right now, and then you will find this sense of peace, and that's where contentment lies, and that's where fun lies, to live in the moment. So I feel that's something that perhaps you are focusing on this month. We've also got light, sun. Such an incredible card for you to get, because of course sun is Leo energy, and I always say this, that you are the light. Whenever you walk into a room, you naturally shine, and you're looking at people or situations that dull your shine or try to knock you off your path, and you're not allowing it to happen. It's number 6. Number 6 is the number of balance, it's the number of love, and it's the number of harmony there. But this is about you being grateful for what you have right now, and that's what I was trying to allude to in that energy of being here in the now. And every day brings a new possibility and new opportunities. And I feel like you're kind of like concentrating on building your vitality and health at this time, to shine your wonderful, strong light, and, to sort of like be honest with yourself and kind of ask yourself, what is it you're looking for right now? And there's 2 people there, so if you've been having problems in a relationship, I feel like there is a togetherness, like an honest, open conversation where both parties take accountability. There is healing there as well. And for some of you, if you're looking for love, I do feel like there is an attraction coming in, but there's an invitation attached to it. And if you continue to be a hermit mode, homebody, then of course it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find someone unless you're online dating and stuff like that. But I feel like you're going to go out and let your hair down and have a lot of fun, and a little bit more spontaneity this month as well. Also, we've got discipline, time. That's the exact energy that was coming out. I thought to myself, wow, this is a very sort of like streamlined reading, where it's like you're being really organized, you're just thinking about your time, you're being direct, but actually it's what's coming out, and the card reflects that and really clarifies the energy that I've been picking up on. And there's all these clocks there, so I feel like you don't want any time wasters, and you don't want to procrastinate and waste your time in any area either. So I definitely see here that you're being really focused, and this is also if you knew this card, the deck actually means, this is a beautiful deck here, it's the Element Oracle there, and it's by STACEY DEMARCO, and it's really interesting because this card literally means find out the causes of your procrastination, okay? And it's like, don't miss opportunities, don't hold back, the time really is now, go after something. It could also indicate someone is wasting your time, so be aware of this, and you know that you have such a finite time on this planet, so use it well. And that's why I keep getting this energy of you living in the moment and just enjoying the day-to-day. And this seems like such an incredibly deep reading for March, but I feel that's where your head may be at right now, and you know you're seeking more important things than all that glitters, and I feel this is a very important time for you on your path. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune there. Okay, so we have interesting, we have the fairy godmother, which indicates a wish is being delivered to you. And that's on top of the good news that you've been waiting for. So something that you've been wishing for is coming your way. And you may even see lots of signs or symbols that connect to like a fairy godmother there over the next coming weeks and months. We also have musical notes, so you're fine-tuning your thoughts, but also you're raising vibrations there. And I definitely see that music is going to be a source of messages for you over the month of March. So if, for example, you get in your car and you turn on the radio and you hear a song that's been in your head over and over, I mean, they didn't give me a song for you right now, which is unusual, but I didn't get one, so I'm not going to just make it up for you. But if you've got a song in your head in the month of March and you turn on the radio and suddenly it's playing, there is a message there for you. It could also be that you're going through something, you're trying to think something through, you're trying to find a solution to something, and you turn on a song and the message is in the song. I mean, last year I was going through something and I took a bath because that's where I do my best thinking. And, I really quiet my mind and I put on a bit of music there on my play shuffle, and I was like, dear universe, and I was speaking to my guides, give me the song that reflects what I need to know about my situation. I kid you not, the very next song was literally about my situation, and there was some lyrics there. I'm not really going to tell you the song because obviously it would highlight some things, but basically it was something very private to me, and the song literally gave me several options that could be my answer, and one really struck my heart, and I was like, that's it. I didn't think of that. That's it. That's the solution. So really listen to any lyrics that come your way, okay? And finally, we have a key, which means many doors are opening to you, but also this is about you thinking of your destiny and having some major breakthroughs this month, okay? It is the Death card key. The white rose energy is on the top there, which means there is a big new beginning happening for you. Embrace it. It brings great change. Also, it's a time to break old habits and patterns because you're clearing space for something greater. It's an end to challenging ways. And I definitely see that period of stagnancy is coming to an end. There's a lot more fun and vibrancy coming your way as well as prosperity and happiness. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. It was a big one for March, but hopefully there's something there for you beautiful Leos out there. If it does resonate in some way, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Leo, and love and light.